In the event of an emergency, please make your way to the nearest lighted exit in an orderly fashion. The main building exits are located through the pink doors you entered. The assembly point is directly outside the doors. Please notify our site manager of any emergencies.
A Los Angeles Derby Dolls bout consists of 4 quarters, each lasting 15 minutes. These quarters are divided into 60-second rounds called jams. Each team has 5 players on the track in each jam, 4 players called blockers, and 1 point-scoring player called the jammer. You can always distinguish the jammers from the other players on the track by their starred helmets. It's the jammer's job to try to score points, and the blocker's job to try to stop them. The first whistle will sound to start the jam, and the blockers launch onto the track. The blockers form a tight grouping called the pack. The jammers race their way around the track and catch up to the pack. The jammers must then fight their way through the pack. The blockers from the opposing team will try to stop them, while the blockers on their team try to assist them. The jammers have now broken out of the pack and must race their way around the track and meet up with the pack again. Keep an eye on the jammer in front. She is your lead jammer and can call off the jammer by placing her hands on her hips. The pink jammer is now in position to score. She receives 1 point for each member of the opposing team she passes. As the pink jammer racks up points, the yellow jammer catches the pack and is now also in position to score. The yellow jammer will also receive 1 point for each member of the pink team she passes. The jam ends when 60 seconds have elapsed, or when the lead jammer calls off the jam by placing her hands on her hips. Players are not permitted to purposely trip or tackle their opponents. Players can block each other using their bodies and shoulders, but cannot use their elbows, forearms, or hands. Players violating the rules will be placed in the penalty box located on the infield, forcing their team to skate the next jam with 1 less skater. The game ends after 4 quarters. The team with the most points at the end of the bout is your winner. A Los Angeles Derby Dolls bout consists of 4 quarters, each lasting 15 minutes. These quarters are divided
Los Angeles Derby Dolls. Tonight, we present the Fight Crew versus the Varsity Brawlers. Who's ready to meet the skaters?
Coming out to the track for you right now, it's your Fight Crew! Number 10, Knockout. Wearing 11, it's Steve Jobs. 3/5, Shock Me Amadeus. Number 85, Bill Scorcho. 143, Lusty Loveless. Number 513, Doomsdaisy. 524, Sonia Sotomayor. 802, it's no fox given. 1503, Mona Lethal. 1964, Mary Poppins. Number 3000, it's Pip Girl. 5515, Vanessa Bludgeons. Co-captain of the fight crew, 9637, Jane was. And captain of your fight crew, 115, Sly Fox. Not skating, Chop Slicks, Vita Black M, Glitter Bomb, The Rocking J, coaches, Hot Wheels, and Skater O'Neill, it's Fight Crew.
All right, are you ready to meet your Varsity Brawlers? That's right, let's make some noise. And let's find their song. Ooh, here we go.
Yeah,
Here comes your Brawlers. Wearing number 7, Lucky Horns. Wearing number 14, Hell's Kitten. Wearing 39, Bucket. Wearing 86, Alpaca Punch. Wearing 94, Gwen Lacey. Wearing 116, it's Mother Teresa. Wearing 845, New York, Skate of Mine. Wearing 910, it's Skatanic Panic. Wearing 911, it is Paul Friction. Wearing 1300, we got Shank Solo. Wearing 3300, Slim Riggins. Your co-captain wearing 131, Daddy Longlegs. Your other co-captain wearing 1960, Star Directus. And captain of your Varsity Brawlers, number 500, Jesus. Not skating, we got Envy Badams and Angelina Rolee. And your coaches are Mr. Moms and Breaker Thighs. Let's give it up for your Varsity Brawlers, everybody.
It's all there in black and white. It's the Enforcers. Head referee Hassel Black. Game executioner Suspect Ed. Jam refs Morningwood and Helvetica. Pack refs Casey Cajones and Metallic Kyle. Penalty tracker Wild Bill Hiccup. Penalty tracker assistant Lady Macbeth. Penalty box administrators Bunny Holly and Dirt Reynolds. Eyes in the sky Chakilra and the Kingslayer. On the scoreboard Go Go Ishiro. And whiteboard is Karen Bout Nuffin, the Enforcers.
We would like to thank our EMTs, the doll repair team, the track monkeys, and of course this amazing rad crew. Our DJ tonight is DJ MacBook Air.
Whoop, whoop.
I am Eveline, this is Trixie Biscuit.
Sup?
And we'll be your announcers this evening. And now the Derby Dolls acknowledge that we gather on traditional, unceded Kizh and Tongva land. We ask league members and the Derby Dolls community to honor with gratitude the Kizh and Tongva people, elders, and the land itself. We are grateful to the earth and sun and deities of this world of the Kizh and Tongva people. And now I got one question for you. Are you ready for roller derby action? Come on, Los Angeles. So excited to have your Varsity Brawlers versus your fight crew. And I'm loving the energy from the crowd. We got a few rules. The only rule mainly is do not whistle. You're only allowed to whistle if you're enforcer. Otherwise, you can scream, you can shout, you can stomp your feet. You can make some noise for your Derby Dolls as we get ready for this first jam. And I spy my little eye. Sly Fox getting on the jam line for fight crew with Bucket on there for the Varsity Brawlers. And there we go. Jammers have stars on their helmets. First one out is the lead jammer. In this case, that is Bucket. Bucket has now either the full 60 seconds of the jam or can call it off at any time by putting hands on hips. When Bucket re-enters that pack, every member of the opposing team passed is a point. Bucket with a clear 4 through the front to the top and calls it off. First blood drawn by the Varsity Brawlers.
It's as easy as that, folks.
It's just that easy.
It's just that simple. I understand roller derby now.
That's right. There'll be a quiz afterwards, otherwise we won't let you leave the parking lot. Oh, and we also have this thing called penalties. Right now, Steve Jobs has a penalty for cutting. That means that the fight crew will be down a skater as they go into this jam so that weakens their team's abilities slightly.
That's right. You get that cutting penalty for exiting the track and entering in a better position than you were in when you got off.
All right, Jane Woes, lead jammer, and jamming for fight crew.
Woes is way out ahead. Fight Crew's got one blocked in the back, one off the track, and two in the front. Woes gets them all, and that's going to be 4 for Fight Crew. We're all tied up.
Yeah, Fight Crew already taking flight and landing Jane Woes on her face.
Ooh, all right.
Ooh, yeah,
shots for
high five on that one.
Snap, snap, snap.
Oh, we haven't done a good taking flight jokes in a while. And we do have another person in the penalty box, an arms penalty against Pip Girl. A little pee heavy there in the penalties.
I hope they're not peeing in the penalty box. We don't want that. It's early in the game for that sort of thing.
Yeah, no, that happens. The pee your pants part of the game is usually in the fourth quarter. All right.
Or hopefully never.
Or hopefully never.
Ideally.
Daddy Longlegs coming out, but here comes Mona Lethal. Both jammers out. Now you can tell the lead jammer because there's a person in the middle pointing at them with a corresponding helmet cover band thing.
Oh, yeah!
Oh! Daddy Longlegs stuck at the back of that pack, and then Mona Lethal going to the infield, and that's it for that jam.
Mona did manage to steal 1 point. So 1 point for Fight Crew and 4 for the Brawlers. Takes us to 8-5 in favor of the team in purple.
All right, 3-point game. Everyone excited for roller derby? Come on.
I'm excited. This is going to be a good night.
Yeah,
Elise.
you're in a warehouse in Vernon. What could possibly go wrong?
How many people can say that?
Yeah, watching bank track roller derby, a 90-year-old sport, being done the way it was intended, with Bell Scorcho as your lead jammer, and here comes Alpaca Punch right out for the Varsity Brawlers. 2 incredible jammers, but the action right now in the pack. Bell up front, uses that lead jammer power to call it off, and gets 3 points in the process.
Fight Crew was doing a great job holding one of the Brawlers back to keep the pack nice and slow, but that meant that when their jammer attacked, there wasn't a lot of folks to help out at the front, so only able to pick up 3, had to call it off before that opposing jammer could get close.
Looks like Hot Wheels is technically a team manager, but I think she was in the penalty box, so I saw some empty sets. This is a joke that nobody gets. That looks like Newsy jamming for Varsity Brawlers. Man, that is a tight pack.
But it's the Brawlers who jump out first. Newsy, New York skate of mind.
Yeah, Sonia Sotomayor, YOLO! Finally makes it past Kitten Crush, although now you have to get back Jesus. Now, the way Jesus jumped up, you can't block 20 feet away from the pack. That would be a blocking out of play penalty, and that'd mean you'd be sitting out the next jam. So right now, oh, that was some great movement there by Slide to control Newsy. And that was allowing YOLO to come in and scoop up a point or two, I believe.
No, I believe we got 0-0 on that one.
Oh, all right.
But YOLO forced the call off by coming up so
yeah,
hard.
that's what happened.
That's what happened, golly.
And that was interesting.
That was interesting. I love it when interesting things happen.
Well, it's roller derby, so interesting things happen every single minute.
Seeing a relatively, knock on wood, relatively clean game so far. We've had several jams with nobody in the box. Love to see that.
Yeah, there's Baby V. Baby V jamming for the Fight Crew out lead with a pretty commanding lead. Jammer for the Brawlers still stuck in the pack. Yeah, that's Slim Riggins finally making it out. Is it Slim? 1300.
1300 is,
oh, that's Shank Solo. Shank Solo finally making it out. But Baby V in there for 3 points and calls it off. Yeah, you can clap.
Yeah, you're allowed.
Clapping, applause is appreciated, encouraged, some would say. These people train really hard, so please enjoy them. They appreciate it. Slim Riggins in the penalty box, directional block.
Brawlers down 1 blocker.
Mona Lethal jamming for Fight Crew, but getting stuck behind Starter Ruckus. Finally makes it through. Gwen Lacey, though, wow. Jammer race.
Meanwhile, Alpaca Punch just getting rocked in the back of that pack, but Fight Crew decides, let's call this one off before anybody gets in scoring position. Probably the wisest thing to do, especially if it's your team that's in the back of the pack.
Well, yeah, definitely. When you're coming up from that friendly fire and there's not even a chance you can scoop up a point. I see Sly Fox going in the penalty box for a arms penalty. Starter Ruckus in the penalty box for the Brawlers with a cutting penalty. So each pack will be thinned by 1 blocker. That's Hell's Kitten coming out lead for the Brawlers. No Fox Gibbon jamming for Fight Crew.
Jam so far real even in terms of who's getting out first.
Yeah, Baby V really tried to launch that lateral block against Hell's Kitten, didn't quite land it. And that gave a chance for Brawlers to pick up 2 points. 1 point game, 11-10. Very exciting.
Baby V hitting the box there with a directional block penalty. That directional block, you pick that up. Once the whistle blows, everybody's got to take off in a counterclockwise fashion, and you cannot stop, and you cannot take so much as a single step that isn't in a clockwise direction, not even a lateral step, or else you will get a stopping penalty, or if you hit somebody while you're doing it, a directional block.
All right, Sonia Sotomayor, a lead jammer. Once again, see how the person, the enforcer in the middle is pointing as fast as they can, which is pretty hard because Yolo's going really quick.
Yolo's quick.
They're saying that person is the lead jammer. Like I said, lead jammer has the power to call the jam off at any time by putting hands on hips.
Good job by Steve Jobs, clearing everyone down, but then tries to clear them up and runs into her own jammer there. Yolo, not very hard though, kind of more like love tap. Yolo calls it off, picks up all 5 points. That's a full pull for Fight Crew. 16 to Varsity Brawlers 10 with 7:20 to go in the first.
Mona Lethal in the penalty box with an above shoulders block.
Could be a block, or if you hit somebody with your head, which I thought I had invented as some clever way to get out of the above the shoulders block, like, I'm going to hit you with your head, you're not allowed to hit me back or you'll get a penalty. Yeah, it turns out that's not legal.
Yeah, you cannot headbutt people in roller derby.
I've tried to innovate, Evilly. I'm an innovator. I'm a disruptor.
I tried that in year one, and we learned the hard way. That was a bad idea. Jane Woes, started a ruckus and a nice little twirl, sending Jane Woes almost to take out Helvetica.
Good looking out for Helvetica. Keeping themselves safe, keeping the skaters safe.
Wow.
That's what being an official's all about. 2 points for Fight Crew. Nobody in the box.
Except for Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels is out there wearing some killer wedges that I don't know, man. That many people with skates on their feet, I don't think I'm fucking with wedges.
Yeah, I don't think people completely admire Hot Wheels' fashion sense. Sonia Sotomayor, lead jammer. Oh, Jesus is jamming. Oh, Jesus, Captain Jesus to you.
Captain Jesus of the high seas.
Wow, look at Yolo's just trying to bounce around through there. That was a tough back.
Yeah, you get that point when your hips pass the opposing blocker's hips, so you'll see skaters kind of twitch their butt here and there, spin around, do anything they can just to wiggle on through to get that point. This game is going quick, folks.
All right, we do have a brawler in the penalty box, and that is a directional block there for Smother Teresa. We got another lineup of Paca versus Bell. Bell's out first. Pax is getting, well, held back by No Fox, Lusty, Pip, Jane Woes. That is like, look at that. Oh my God, look at Jane Woes.
Daddy Longlegs is just stopped just about dead by Woes, supported by Lusty and Pip Girl. Absolute clinic in team blocking. Bell Scorcho makes it through, picks them all up. That's a full pull. When there's an opposing player in the box, you get that player's point as well as the first person you pass. We call those ghost points.
Yeah, those scary, scary ghost points because they can add up the score quickly. Bell Scorcho going through again.
15 seconds on the jam clock. Can Bell make it 3?
Well, this is Maisie's first bout, so I have a feeling that that might be happening.
Gets them all, hits the hips. 15 points for Bell Scorcho and Fight Crew.
Wow, that was fantastic. Bringing the score though 30, it keeps going. 36-10 advantage Fight Crew. Although we do have Shank Solo going in the penalty box with a directional block. I keep reaching for my glasses and they're not on my head. That is so weird. All right, Lucky jamming for the first time this game. Lucky up against Sly Fox. Oh, Oh, Lucky moving through out of that pack. Hey, man, it is hard to catch up with Sly. Yeah, Sly gets in that pack, calls it off pretty quickly. Lucky was coming up fast.
And I gotta say, I do like these quick call-ups, Evil, because it's conservative. You only get your points in onesies and twosies, but it also means the jammer doesn't put themselves at as much risk.
Yes.
You know, because when a jammer's trying to force their way through, that may be when you start giving away power jams, and that's exactly what you don't want to do.
Yeah, we got packs in the penalty box with a butt shoulder, wait, with a directional block. I already forgot. Oh, hard hits there against Newsy. Jane Woes went into the infield. You have to re-enter that pack with that advancing position. Wow, it was brutal.
It looked like Baby V just spiked Newsy with the hip, and Newsy went flying.
Wow. Yeah, Jane was the lead jammer. Oh, jumps over Jesus' heels and gets the points.
And in a game that was trading off lead jammers for the first 8 or 10, Fight Crew has just been kind of running away with it, and it's going to get worse for the folks in purple as New York State of Mind goes to the box with a low block. This is going to be a power jam in favor of Fight Crew.
That's right, power jam. Only one team that can score because there's only one jammer on the floor, and that looks like Mona Lethal.
Now, Mona Lethal racked up 66 points, Evilly, in their previous game. 66 points, the number one jammer in the league right now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
To put that in context, Fight Crew beat the Scream Queens 189 to 74. Mona Lethal almost beat them herself.
Yeah, well, right now she's having to deal with the Brawlers trying to race the pack. Oh, reverse whip from Sly Fox, and the crowd goes wild. That was beautiful. Look at Mona Lethal. Look at the smile. That is where the name comes from, that beautiful smile. Oh, and then comes up to that nice little wall being put up there. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if you're allowed to go that way. I think they were concerned about being out of play, and I don't blame them.
They certainly slowed Mona's roll, but not before Mona and Fight Crew rack up 10 points.
Are you sure it wasn't more than that?
It might have been, I don't know. It looked like 10.
I'm like watching like a...
It was 10.
Okay.
I don't know, sometimes when he shows both sides, I think, oh God,
I'm
was
like,
it 20?
I don't know. Everything happens so fast in roller derby. How was that? Do you all enjoy that? Isn't that cool? Yeah, roller derby's the best. Although, there will be penalties.
There certainly are. I see 2 Fight Crew bodies in the box, both of them blockers.
Woes is in there with a, directional block, and then Shockey in there with a stopping penalty. Starter Ruckus with a failure to reform for the Brawlers. Once again, Fight Crew going up for the high side with Belle. She is just one on the low side. That's the thing, though. When you score the highest in the last jam, you get to pick. You get to pick which side of the track, how high in the track you get to go.
Usually people do pick the high so that they can get a little mechanical boost, a little speed boost by coming down. Sometimes sometimes people mix it up.
Some stuff on physics.
Physics. We love physics. 14 seconds left. We're about to have one last jam in the first. In between, we're going to have about a 5-minute break. You can get some raffle tickets. You can get some merch. You can refresh your beverage situation. We got all kinds of good raffle stuff this time around.
Pulp Friction jamming for the Brawlers.
Oh, Pulp trying to hang on with a grab onto Shank's jersey, but the Schmata let him down.
Yeah, Sonia Sotomayor making it out for Fight Crew. And I tell you, Pulp just cannot get past Shockey and Steve and Mo Lethal in there again.
Look at how close Fight Crew is. They're working together beautifully. They're staying together.
Oh, yeah.
And when a team does that, it can be awful hard to beat. Game clock has run out, but the jam clock rolls on. This jam continues till the jam clock ends or until YOLO calls it off, which she just did.
All right, that's the first quarter of exciting roller derby action here. And that's another 7 points for Fight Crew. We want to thank you all for being here. I ran into somebody, hey, it's Michelle's birthday. Michelle, it's your birthday. Hey, happy birthday, Michelle. Yeah, me. I'm thank you for spending your birthday here. We really appreciate it. We'll be checking in on you to make sure you're having a good time. We also, you saw Bill Scorcho's kicking some butt there. We have a shout out to Maisie, who is attending her first bout of future Derby doll when she's old enough, currently 5.5. You have to be 7 to be a junior, but thank you so much for being here. And we have some other very special guests here. We have Hasselblack's parents here. That's right. Linda and Gary White, AKA Hasselblacker and Hasselblackist. The original team Roll With It are here. And we're so excited to have you here tonight from your taller daughter, Hasselblack. And we've got some other exciting guests here. Oh, you guys, did Michael, Joe, and Caesar make it? Did y'all get in? Where's Michael, Joe, and Caesar? Hey, oh, there you are. You made it. One person who's making the penalty box will be Daddy. Daddy will be going in there with a directional block for the first jam of the second quarter. We also want to welcome everybody who is watching us on YouTube. If you can't be here in person, we hope that you'll be watching us on YouTube. Special love to Haunt. We hope Haunt is watching in Taiwan. If you are, we're sending our love to you. And we want to give you a reminder, you got to buy some raffle tickets. Do we have the raffle prizes around here somewhere? All right, I'm going to go over this once right now. So we do a raffle. It's right here at the end of the third quarter, and you can win wine, you can win Starbucks gift card, you can win a cute Fall Guys 12-inch plushie, and you can also win a Derby Dolls merch bag. And all for the exciting price of $1 for one ticket, or you can get 7 tickets for $5, or 15 tickets for 10, 30 for 20. But most importantly, if you don't gamble, you can't win. We also want to remind you we've got our bar back there, the merch, and of course lots of snacks. So please spend your money freely as we need to keep the lights on around here. We've got about 3 minutes left until we start the second quarter, and we'll be right back to you in 3 minutes. All right, everybody, welcome back to the second quarter of exciting roller derby action here in Valhalla. Are you all having a good time?
Be honest.
Yeah. Do we have any newbies here? Anyone who's here for the first time? Woo! Yeah,
Nice.
so excited you're here. And we want to thank again everybody who's watching on the YouTube channel, especially my friend Susie. Susie, who next weekend at this time I'll be hanging out with you.
Yay.
Hopefully we'll be like done with the graduation parties and just be eating cookie dough and watching dumb sports. This is good sports though, and
This
I'm
is
glad you're
good
tuning
sports.
in.
We love sports.
Roller derby's the best sport.
Oh, whoa!
I mean, that's really good, right? We got Baby V going against Alpaca Punch, and Pax getting stuck in the back of the pack right there with Jane Woes and Rusty Lovelace.
Yeah, Star Ruckus doing a really good job of stopping Woes because Woes was all over Paka.
Yeah, Woes is hard to stop, but Baby V2 also very hard to stop, and working into that point scoring position. Pax finally free. Baby V comes up front, calls it off. 4 points for Fight Crew.
We got the folks in the chat. Raymond Bond says, "Go Daddy Long Legs," and shout out to Envy Badams, who is off the track today.
Oh, that's right. Envy is not skating today, but Envy wanted to give some love to her team. Wanted to give a shout out to every one of our team members on VB to tell them they're all really smart and beautiful.
They are too.
It's so true.
That's a true story.
It's so true. We miss you, Envy, when you're not skating. We have Smother Teresa jamming for Varsity Brawlers against Mona Lethal. Mona's just like totally like teasing. Smother's like, no, you're not getting by me.
Well, good job on Smother. You know, that was VB's first lead jammer since about the 8th jam of the game, I believe. That was jam 19. So,
wow.
Good to see VB taking a little bit of control. They and that's what it's all about, being that lead jammer, is that you can control the game. You control the scoring, even if it's just making sure that it stays 0-0.
These are very important things in roller. I keep getting distracted too by Breaker Thighs and that gold.
Oh my goodness.
Shower of beautifulness. Daddy Longlegs, A out for Varsity Brawlers, lead jammer.
Keeping the good times rolling.
Yeah, No Fox Given jamming for Fight Crew, and I tell you that double block being put there at Pulp Friction.
So No Fox Given passes the star to Bel Scorcho. Bel Scorcho is now the jammer for Fight Crew. You can do that if you are the jammer and the pivot, the one with the stripe on their head, you can hand the star to the pivot and the pivot can put it on and become the jammer.
Yeah, so if you're wondering about the stripe on those helmet covers, they have the power to accept the star pass and become the jammer. Once again, the jammers are the only ones who can score points. They have to get through the pack. When they re-enter, every member of the opposing team passed is a point. We have, penalties against Shank Solo, directional block against Pulp Friction, a directional block against Lucky.
Directional blocks all around. So
Yeah.
Lucky must skate. You can't have 3 blockers sitting down. So Lucky's going to skate this jam and then sit for the next one, regardless of whether they have a penalty in this jam or not.
Yeah, you serve your time. You don't get away with when you get a penalty, you will serve your time.
Don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
Slide Fox clean through, out of that back. Bucket. Just getting, man, the formations by Fight Crew are really intense. They have to fend for their own now. They don't have any traffic control. They just have to kind of do it on their own. They're going rogue.
Knockout lives up to their name, takes Bucket to the inside and all the way off the track.
Yeah, great seeing Knockout on the track.
Isn't it? Knockout is a joy.
Well,
absolute joy.
I have, and Knockout's part of our rad crew too, so, well, as much as we love Knockout up here, you're here to skate, so. All right, how'd that one work out?
You know, not so great if you're VB, but if you're Fight Crew, it worked out pretty nice.
Yeah,
to the tune of 9 points, taking them to 76 to the Brawlers, 14. Under 11:30 to go.
All right, so now Lucky is serving time for their previous penalty.
Yep. They didn't do anything wrong this time, but they still have to sit.
It's called deferred sentencing. Or is it delayed sentencing? It's delayed. It's deferred. No, it's delayed. All right, not being delayed. Jane Woes out of the pack so fast. I tell you, I'm a little concerned about Mother Teresa's helmet cover not popping off. You have to put that on. That can be dangerous. But right now with Jane Woes getting so through that pack so quickly.
Wow. Smother still skating, but Woes calls it off. And you know, if that had fallen off, then you're not the jammer anymore until you recover that thing and put it back on your head. You'd have to take a whole lap, pick it up again. It's pretty messed up.
It's like Dorothy's slippers. Well, no, they have the power all along. No, that doesn't work. You have to have the star helmet cover.
Yeah, the power is not inside you all along. The power is inside that little cover on your head with the star on it.
Someone said we should put laser lights on it, and I can't stop thinking about it.
Oh, my golly.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, until somebody put their eye out evilly.
Well, not like some, super, psycho, I don't know. Shank Solo, though, I think we should have light-up stars on the helmets. I think this would be great.
Light-up stars would be
Well, and here's the thing, though. When they become lead jammer, they light up.
I love it. We'd need somebody whose job it was to, light the things, though.
Oh, wow. This is such an intense pack. But man, look at Shank Solo, lead jammer, and so happy. Keeps on going.
Shanks was getting a pretty urgent message there from the bench, but decided either to shake it off or didn't hear it in the first place.
Yeah, no, Shank went for more. You can't stop Shank Solo.
Cannot stop. Can
Shank's
only hope to contain.
Shoot first, score first, whatever. 4 points for, 5, 6, 7. 7 points. 7 points for Shank, but 4 points for Fight Crew, so technically only 3. Knockout in the penalty box with a blocking out of play.
Fight Crew's down 1 blocker. Team in red ahead, 84-21.
Wow, look at Bel Scorcho, man.
Incredible.
Just running out of that pack, and poor Gwen Lacey.
So much determination.
Being taken to the rail by, Gwen Lacey is such an incredible skater, but getting by Jane Wells is really, really difficult. Had goes in the pack, or into the infield, has to re-enter without advancing position.
Puts on just a little bit of speed just to get past Lucky Harms there. 18 seconds left on the jam clock. 2 points sitting in the back, all big and juicy, and Scorcho scoops him up for a total of 8 points. 8 points taking Fight Crew to 92.
To 21 for the Brawlers.
So, about this raffle, y'all, you could win a bottle of Talbot 2021 Pinot Noir. You could win a water bottle and $10 Starbucks gift card grab bag, a Fall Guys 12-inch fairy corn plushie, or a gift bag of Derby doll merch. And if you're really lucky, hell, you might win all of it. But you got to buy your tickets, get them at concessions, or catch the people who are walking around selling them.
We got some directional blocks against Fight Crew. We've got our Fight Crew. Fight Crew. We got Baby V and we got Pip Girl in the penalty box. Sly Fox jamming for Fight Crew out lead. Newsy trying to get around Steve John, but here comes Sonia Sotomayor, really making it difficult. 2 blockers for Fight Crew, doing such a great job of holding that pack. Here comes Sly Fox. Oh, right up hard. Oh, that might be a back blocking penalty.
Yikes.
Yeah, I mean, considering they went flying, that could be, I think, are you okay? It's like,
checking in.
oh, it's satanic panic. Panic's okay, right?
Panic looks okay. It didn't look like it felt good. I mean.
No.
And I see Sly Fox in the box, wearing socks.
And it's a back blocking penalty. Anyone
Yes,
else? Money on the back
indeed.
blocking penalty. All right. All right, this means it's going to be a power jam. That's right, everybody. 1 team on the floor, 1 jammer that can score, and they are skating for the Varsity Brawlers. Your power jammer, Pulp Friction, everybody.
Pulp Friction.
Pulp Friction. I was gonna try and get fancy and start speaking in French, and I realized I don't know how to speak French.
Then I don't think you should try.
I mean, I took French, but I really cannot really recollect anything at this moment.
Pack is split. Both teams have to get back together. Jesus runs up, tries to spring Pulp Friction. Now we got everybody in the pack.
Look at the Varsity Brawlers. They want to hold up that line.
Nice little block from No Fox Given results in Pulp Friction being knocked on down the track.
Well,
but Pulp is out!
Pulp is out, but so much time has been wasted on the game clock because of Fight Crew. Let's see if Pulp can make it around in the next 5 seconds. And
There's
that's
a
what's
shot.
gonna happen. Oh, I just got to get my hips.
Nothing doing. Great attempt as the clock ran out to try to get the hips past Pip and No Fox
I
Given,
think,
but
yeah.
Fight Crew held the line. Nothing doing.
I might have gone through the insight, and I'll tell you why. You knew that No Fox Given was going to take you down, but you at least got hips by.
That's a good thought.
Yeah, I mean,
You should play roller derby.
Yeah, I'll wait for the next 20th anniversary bout. One was enough.
All right, but Varsity Brawlers Jammer goes to the box for a stop.
Yeah, so that makes us another power jam advantage for Fight Crew. Yeah, stop blocking penalty against Pulp Friction, but you also have a couple skaters out. Pip Girl and No Fox Given are out for the directional blocks for Fight Crew.
That's going to make awful hard for their jammer to get on out, but fortunately for them, their jammer is Mona Lethal.
Yeah, such a star. I hate it when you get stuck on the high side like that and you're just like, you lose all your momentum.
It's tough, and momentum is the name of the game in these power jams, that you got to get out fast if you're hoping to get those points. Mona Lethal is just having so much trouble, especially with only 2 blockers to help out. They're doing their best to stay together and try to define the pack and keep the pack slow, but Mona just can't get through that tough 4-wall of Varsity Brawlers blockers.
Looks like they're trying to have a conversation. I don't think this conversation is going to go well. And there goes the jam block. It was a good try, though. Really good try.
Hey, at some point, you just have to stop trying, because even if you get out, you're not going to get around in time.
No.
And all you're going to do is open yourself up to more penalties. The last thing you want to start doing is trading off power jams.
This is so true. Okay, so we do have penalties against Ski Job directional block and Hell's Kitten also with a directional block.
Fight Crew
and
takes a
timeout.
timeout.
All right, so at halftime, don't forget we got a food truck out there. We got beer, we got our merch shop. Don't forget to check out our merch shop. That is going to be super fun. And of course, we want to encourage you to buy those raffle tickets. I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors. I want to thank S1 Helmets, a symbol of protection protecting the Derby Dolls since 2009, an official helmet of the Derby Dolls. Shop smart. Shop S1 Helmet Smart. So I want to say that this bout is brought to you by the Vernon Community Fund. The Vernon Community Fund provides charitable contributions to community-based organizations, governmental agencies, and supportive efforts to improve the quality of life, strengthen families, and affirm Vernon's ties with neighboring communities in pursuits of bright futures. If you want to get involved with the Derby Dolls, there's all kinds of ways you can do it. You can become a Derby Doll yourself by joining our Fresh Meat program. You can take Sunday's Derby Port Vita classes. If you have a skater between the age of 7 and 17, they can join our juniors program, and we have an exciting juniors camp July 21st to 25th we'll talk about later. You can also become a member of our enforcers. This is a volunteer-run league. There's all kinds of places you can be involved. Just go to derbydolls.com, and of course want to thank all the volunteers who make this league possible. And yeah, we're a great team. It's a fun thing. We're a nonprofit organization, and we are here to celebrate Bank Track Roller Derby, and I think we do it pretty well.
If you're watching online, you'll see every now and then a QR code pops up that says donate, and all of that money goes toward running the league and keeping the lights on here. So we encourage you to do that.
All right, back to the action on the track. Oh, wow. That was Belle versus Daddy Longlegs. And decided to call that one off pretty quickly. I'm pleased to report that Susie has informed me she has stocked up on cookie dough for my visit next week to Las Cruces. Thank God.
Ethan Crow says, "Let's go, VB," and Brian Gonzalez tags in, "Don't give up, keep pushing." That's just what VB's gonna do, pushing out the front of the pack here, trying to get past Knockout, and they do. Alpaca punch.
Yeah, you gotta let go. If you get within 20 feet outside the pack, you could get a blocking out of play penalty, and you do not want to do that.
You sure
Max
don't.
taking advantage of being lead jammer, but oh, Mona Lethal. Oh, that was so close. Had to call it off because coming really quick through on the inside line was the opposing jammer.
Nothing doing on as far as points are concerned, but it was a moral victory, and I think
moral
yeah, I
one,
think
yes.
that's what's important here.
We got an above shoulders block there against Knockout. Also seen Bucket in the penalty box with a directional block. Oh, and it looks like Pax in the penalty box with a back blocking penalty. So that's going to make this a power jam. Advantage fight crew. And we got Baby V on the jam line. Where's the Baby V family? Yay, yay, there's the Baby V fans.
All right, Brawlers are going to take a timeout to talk this one over.
We think you need to get your act together, so we'll let you do that while we take this quick timeout.
We have so much amazing stuff coming up in the next weeks and months here at LA Derby Dolls. And part of that is that junior roller derby camp that Evil E was talking about. It is the week of July 21st. It's not a sleepaway, but it's an all-day camp. That's going to, it's going to culminate in a exposition bout on Saturday, July 26th. Now, this is a camp that is for novice and intermediate skaters, for girls, trans, and gender nonconforming kids from ages 7 to 17. Skaters have to be able to roll on their own unassisted. The camp is designed to teach fundamentals of roller derby to newer skaters, and it's not intended for higher level junior derby skaters. If you're not sure about your skater's level, email some folks. Reach out at juniorderby, JRDERBY, at derbydolls.com. Every camper gets a 2025 LADD Junior Roller Derby Camp shirt and a week packed with fun, skills, and ever so much roller derby. If you go to our website, derbydolls.com, you will see a link to Junior Roller Derby Camp. You can get your tickets right there on Eventbrite, and I highly suggest you do. It can be a life-changing opportunity for your skater.
We had the juniors bout right before this one. We do double headers every one Saturday a month. That's how we pay our rent. And I tell you, come check out the juniors bout or watch it online sometime. They are incredible. The bout today was so amazing. It was changing leads. Like, it was neck and neck the entire game. When one league team would start running away with it, the other one would catch up within 4 jams. It was just really incredible. But right now, let's get some love to Baby V as our power jammer. I think that's 20 feet.
Absolutely. The pack is in the back. The pack is the most number of blockers from both teams that are within 5 feet of each other. And right now, that's right there in the back. Woes runs to the front. Oh!
Yeah, that is a Solo there coming through with blocking the block. And then, like, Woes clearing the path again.
Beautiful tag by Solo. Takes a little of the wind out of Baby V's sails, but Baby V is right back on there. 19 seconds left on the jam clock.
Yeah, Baby V is so fast. And so just like all over the place. So,
but Shanks is all over it.
Yeah, Shanks having a really good game, too.
And now all of VB jumps together to try to reconvene at the front of the pack. Very good play, but it's getting interrupted by Lusty Loveless.
As happens.
But Baby V racks up 10 more points for Fight Crew.
Yeah, big jam for Baby V. And we do have penalties against, Jane Woes in the penalty box. And Jane Woes is in there with a directional block. Shank Solo in there with a directional block and a blocking out of play penalty for the Brawlers. Two penalties and 1 jam. Daddy Longlegs almost out, being dropped by Sly into the infield. Has to re-enter pack without advancing position, and that is giving Mona Lethal chance to get the stride on. She is just so fast.
Yeah, Mona Lethal, like I said, right now on our leaderboard, the #1 jammer in the league. Had an absolute
and look,
killer game last time.
See how it is. I was lucky enough to skate with Mona when we were in fresh meat. Well, they were already in sub pool, I think, by that point. But we got to jam some, and skate a bit, and it was really fun. It was really fun to do that.
Well, roller derby's supposed to be funny.
Yeah,
Ellie. That's why we do it.
People like Mona Lethal make it even more fun. You see that smile? It never goes away. So encouraging. Those are the people who make you keep getting on the track, even though you're old and tired. You're like, but I want to skate with them, at least for the alumni bout. No Fox given. Finally getting through the back line of the Brawlers defense. But Gwen Lacey, Brawlers jammers are really getting it together. Poor Bucket. Bucket's just being knocked all over the place by
Don't do that to Bucket. I love Bucket.
I know. We all love Bucket. We're just like, Bucket's never. Oh my goodness. Did you see Gwen Lacey just holding on to the edge of the track, almost by her toe stops as she's getting battered by Fight
Yeah,
Crew.
just
Really
swiveling those hips, getting them past, and picking up 3 more points for the
Yeah.
Brawlers.
I don't know if the Gwen Lacey fan club is watching at the dealership or not, or if they're here.
Oh, indeed. I think we got a message from them very early in the game.
Where's my guys, man?
Where's my guys? Where's? Yep.
Oh, hey.
Brian Gonzalez rooting for Lacey with the entire Mazda team. Go,
All right,
baby.
go hey, my Derby wife drives a Mazda. All right, so we do have we have halftime, everybody. We're going to have starting the next half, though, with quite a few penalties, and we'll be back to you about that. But right now, go get yourself a drink, go get yourself some snacks, go buy those raffle tickets, and go get some merch, and we'll be back with you in about 20 minutes.
I'm Susie Snake Eyes, number 30-1.
My name is Iron Maven.
Hi, I'm Dooms Daisy. Everybody around here just calls me Daisy.
My name is Elsa Duff, but everyone knows me as Eva Lee, the announcer for the Los Angeles Derby Dolls.
Rebecca Ninberg, and my skate name is Demolicious, and I'm the co-founder and was CEO of the Derby Dolls for many years, until 2015.
The Derby Dolls were the third league in existence. It was the Texas Roller Girls, and then they split up into flat and bank track, and then it was the Arizona Roller Derby, AZRD, and then it was us. And then all these leagues started popping up. So this happened very early on.
The beginning of the Derby Dolls, it was almost like the forming of a band. How do you find room for a bank track and 60 skaters in Los Angeles? It's hard enough to find an apartment here. And now we want to find a place and put a bank track up and skate roller derby in it, something that hasn't happened in decades. It was definitely a very intimidating task to even think that we could accomplish that.
A lot of women our age had grown up watching it, and this nostalgia had come back. First meeting, an ad on Craigslist, we had we had 20 people. And then our first practice, we had 40. And I was kind of blown away.
We found a way to become part of the community, become more mainstream for everyone. We weren't just attracting the punk rock, rockabilly, rock and roll crowd anymore. We started attracting like families and very normal people that it was like their night going to the roller derby. It was like excitement for them.
We would practice together, we'd go to the bar after, we would hang out. There were a lot of theme parties back in the original days.
Every weekend was a theme party. I remember just thinking can't we just wear normal clothes and just hang out once? Just have one?
We went and got recruited and checked out a game here and watched Iron Maven get knocked unconscious and thought to myself, maybe this isn't for me.
There were a lot of things that were a result of like Iron Maven losing her tooth.
I think that roller derby is amazing as an outsider sport. And we had the best roller derby skaters in the whole world who would come here and skate, come here and coach.
And when we're selling out juniors and adults, there's an audience for this. There's support for us in the community. I love when it's their first time when they hear about it and they roll in the door. They're like, this is unbelievable. Like, how did I not know this existed?
She said, Maven, if you skate this 20th anniversary bout, you will be maybe the only skater who also skated the very first bout of the LA Derby Dolls. It might just be me and Susie Snake Eyes because it was Siren's Tough Cookies. She would have been on the Tough Cookies, I was on the Sirens. So we would have skated that first bout in 2006, and here we are skating this 20th anniversary alumni bout.
It still felt like home. One of us may have said to the other, I'm going to try not to cry during this. It's been 20 years, and how it has looked has changed so much.
And in the evolution is the ability and the willingness to change. And in thinking about where the league is going, I'm hopeful we, this greater chosen family,
We figured out what we can sustain.
I'm so happy that I stayed around on the board, even though I could have said I'm out after 2 years, to get through the hard times, to get to where we are now.
The world needed the Derby Dolls. Women can come into this space and learn about power. When I saw the impact it had in people's lives, in young girls, and it changed the trajectory of their lives, I'm telling you, there is nothing that gives me greater joy.
Los Angeles. Welcome back to the second half of exciting roller derby action here in Valhalla. I hope everyone is enjoying their evening here at the home of your Los Angeles Derby Dolls and our wonderful bank track. We've got the Varsity Brawlers versus Fight Crew. Fight Crew with a commanding lead, 109-24. Appreciate everyone here though. Filing back into their seats, and of course want to welcome everyone back who is watching on our YouTube channel. Thank you for coming back in. And let's get back to the action on the track, and that is right now with the Varsity Brawlers, Mother Teresa, lead jammer, but oh my goodness, Mona Lethal coming up fast as always. Now you got a bit of a split pack here. We have an out of plaque if you ask me, but we got 2 points for the Varsity Brawlers and I believe 0 for Fight Crew. It's at 3 points. That was fast. That's all I can say. It was super fast. As was those 20-minute half times. And we do have nobody in the penalty box. All right, is everyone having fun? Are y'all enjoying yourself? Do you like roller derby? Yeah.
I'm having a great time, Eveline.
Hey, how about Michelle, birthday girl Michelle, you doing good? Yeah, love the tiara, love the tiara. All right, and again, nobody in the penalty box. And we have got full jams here. That is Bel Scorcho jamming for Fight Crew and Shank Solo jamming for the Varsity Brawlers. I'll tell you, they are holding a tough line. And now you see that pack, it's splitting apart. They've got to pull that pack together. They do it, and there goes Shank Solo, and there goes Jane Woes jamming for Fight Crew. Lead jammer coming in hot. Oh, Shank comes right in, and it looks like Woes might have switched to lead jammer there. Yes, Woes. Let's see what we got there. 3 points for Fight Crew. Bring it to 112-27. Once again, nobody in the penalty box, which is pretty fantastic. You got Lucky jamming for Varsity Brawlers against Mona Lethal for the Fight Crew. Wow, Lucky racing on the high side, coming up against Knockout, getting taken in the infield by Skeeve Job, has to re-enter advance position. And in that time, Skeeve's out of play, so has to let Lucky go. Mona Lethal, though, spending quite a bit of time being introduced to the rail. Not that she hasn't met the rail before, but getting a lot of time being sent right into it by Knockout.
Hello, Rail.
Hey.
Hello, Evil.
What's up?
What'd I miss?
Well, you're missing that Lucky is the lead jammer and very happy about that. And Lucky knows, though, that Mona Lethal's right behind and decides to call it off before it's even, before they're knocked off the track.
Good job, Lucky.
Yay, Lucky! Yay, roller derby! Yay, Varsity Brawlers 5 points! Woo! We got some excited people. That's right. You can scream, you can shout, you can stomp your feet. You just cannot whistle. Whistling is not allowed. I see Knockout in the penalty box along with Shockey. Let's see what they got there.
A lot of writing.
Yeah, directional blocks for all of them, and we also got Lusty Lovelace in there. No, I'm sorry. We also have an illegal procedure in there on Doom's Daisy. Not a lot of penalties on Doom Daisy, but we'll have to skate that penalty in the next, or sit out that penalty in the next jam. And oh my, here comes Suspect Ed. Timeout being called by the enforcers. All right, we're gonna take a moment here. We gotta see what's going on with this game and the challenges happening. And you all get settled. Make sure you got those raffle tickets before you go to your seat. We will do the raffle right here at the end of the third quarter. So that is roughly 15 minutes from now, and we will call the raffle here while you're sitting there.
Look right down there, Here's your person carrying that amazing fairy corn. Don't you want a fairy corn?
That's Chance the Lapper, the legendary Chance the Lapper, by the way. Chance, an incredible star skater for the Tough Cookies, willing to sell you a raffle ticket right now. And like I said, when you can sit there and when we're calling raffle, you won't be, boy, I wish I bought a raffle ticket. So we have those directional blocks and an illegal block there against Shockey.
Yeah, it doesn't look like, I think they took away whatever they had for Doom's Daisy and gave it to Shockey.
Yeah, I think that seems better. I mean, for Doom's Daisy at least.
Yeah, not so great for Shockey, but, you know.
No.
Shockey was sitting
Doom
anyway,
Stacy doesn't
though,
get
so-
penalties. No.
Doom Stacy would never.
Never
Could
get a penalty.
never.
Wouldn't
Doom Stacy
happen.
is a clean teen.
Jesus. Oh, breaks free.
Jesus.
Okay, so we have a bit of a wall being put up against Bell Scorcho. Problem was the pack was getting out of play.
Hey, nobody tells Jesus I spilled a beer in her rad setup, okay?
Yeah,
that's just our secret,
I didn't
folks.
see it. Don't we blame Dana for this? No, I'm just kidding.
Dana could never. Dana
I'm just
would
kidding.
never.
No. See,
Dana's a clean teen.
people next to us can't even hear us talking. That's how weird our sound is in here. No, we can blame it on people who can't hear us, right?
It was the Gremlins.
It was the track troll under turn 2.
It was a track troll for sure.
Yeah. Oh, Hell's Kitten penalty box, low blocking and directional block. That's a 2-for-1. By the way, if you get 7, oh yeah, we can do some screaming. Yeah, that's exciting. If you get 7 penalties, by the way, you are ejected from the game. Daddy long legs, almost through, gets knocked into the infield, has to re-enter pack without advancing position, and that is going to give a lot of time for Sonia Sotomayor to advance position.
One of the all-time great Derby names.
Oh, seriously. Pass Pulp Friction, because that pack was out of play, and there goes YOLO, going for the YOLO life. Daddy Longlegs, not the lead jammer, but certainly doesn't want to be a point.
That's that for that jam. Number 37 of the game. We've got 10:18 left to go.
And that's 7 points for Fight Crew.
Takes them to 119 to the Varsity Brawlers 36. Nobody in the box. Full packs, full jammers. Everybody's here to play evilly.
We're all here. Are you all here to play? We're here to play.
I didn't come to.
Is anyone gambling? You're not supposed to gamble, but you know, anyone got some money on this game?
That's right.
We have a point spread going on here.
Yeah, all of sports these days seems to be all about fantasy and betting. So I need to.
I know.
How
Well,
can Derby get a piece of that pie, evilly?
I know we had some people from Croatia watching. Maybe are they doing online betting? I hear like there's countries you're up at like 2
you
a.m.
can just like offshore it.
Yeah, you
Hell
offshore
yeah.
your game. Weird games that people bet on all night. That sounds like my jam.
I like the games on TikTok where people are racing like pool balls on a treadmill to see which pool ball will get to the treadmill first. That's my kind of thing.
That's just going to lose an eyeball. Oh, baby V up to the back by Star Directus, and everyone tumbles. Yeah!
It's nice when people do things together. Hey, once again, if you're watching online and you got a shout out, or if you're in the house right now and you want to send a shout out for us, go to YouTube, look up Derby Dolls, and get in that chat room. Put it in there, and maybe I'll notice it and read it aloud.
Hey, we got Gwen Lacey in the penalty box with a cutting penalty. That's going to make this a power jam advantage for Fight Crew.
Fight Crew got the only jammer out there. But that means that all that the VB blockers have to do out there is think about that Fight Crew jammer.
Yeah, and granted, it's monolethal, so, you know, that's going to make it tough.
Mona's picking their way through, just got Newsy to beat, but Newsy's fighting hard, and here comes Jesus.
Yeah, they keep bridging up there, which is a really smart move. That's where you extend the play position by just keep moving up just a little bit.
And they're burning so much time off this clock. Newsy's stuck in the back. The refs say, let the jammer go, and they do. But, oh, my goodness, so much time and so much effort, too, has been burned.
Yeah, that yelling here, your pack, you have to be within a certain engagement zone. And right now you have a lot of bracing happening there from Fight Crew, and that's going to make it really hard for Monalisa to come through. Oh. There's on the in the
Mona
inside.
got 1, which means that that's 2 points because you get the ghost point in the box there.
That was some great work there from the Brawlers.
Really
it's not hard
blocking.
to hold Monolethal to 2 points. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, they've had Mona's number. Mona racked up 10 points early, but since then has not been very successful in power jams. Got blanked previously, and now not only gets just 2 points, but picks up an above the shoulders penalty. This is going to be a power jam in favor of the Brawlers.
Hey, I heard there's some bucket fans in here. Where's the bucket fans? The
I'm
bucket,
a bucket fan.
I think it's a bucket brigade or something. I don't know.
The bucket brigade. Come
the
on
bucket
now.
brigade.
That's a
It's
natural.
Like when I got the Def Leppard On Through the Night album, I played Rock Brigade so often that I wore it into the vinyl. Yeah, that's how old I am. All right, so we're doing a quick check here on all the enforcer stuff to make sure everything's legal.
Yeah, we're also just getting the clock right here.
Got to keep the clock right. Time is all we have.
Time is money, money is time, and money is points, and points are time.
Yeah.
And that's the name of the game, Evil E.
All right, look at Bucket taking a little bit of a lengthy stand back.
There's some enthusiastic Fight Crew fans in this crowd.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Which is wild because it's this is VB's jam. Bucket trying to get out the front.
It might just be Bucket fans.
Could be. Satanic Panic has infiltrated that front Fight Crew wall, but they just flow around and reform at the front. Bell Scorcher now rushing to the front.
I tell you, it looks like Satanic Panic was coming up there to hold a certain position and allowing Jesus almost to knock one out, although unfortunately taking out Satanic Panic at the same time.
Baby V now taking Bucket to the rail. Bucket cuts low, heads forward, and hits that triangle of red letters in the front.
Bucket trying so hard to get through, but you're running out of time, Bucket.
Bell Scorcher doing a great job of hanging on and staying on the track, forcing Bucket to get on in the back. I think that's going to be it for Bucket as the clock runs out. Escapes!
But it's too late to get to a point-scoring position. Good try, Bucket.
Two really beautifully defended power jams in a row, one from each team. So that leaves us at 122.36, 6:25 to go in the third. That means 6:25 for you to get your raffle tickets. We're not kidding, folks. This raffle is leaving the station with you or without you.
You gotta play raffle.
You got to play raffle.
You must play the raffle.
You must play the raffle.
Sonia Sotomayor.
Sonia Sotomayor. I'm going to talk like this for the rest of the fucking game.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, by the way, once I was at a charity event, and he hid behind me because some guy was bugging him. And
he hid behind you?
Yeah, and he's not that tall, I'm telling you right now.
Neither are you!
Yeah, and it was like the last event that him and Maria Shriver were with before they divorced. We were honoring Catherine Schwarzenegger for an event, and I just remember we came in late, and this guy started asking all this questions. He was just behind me. I'm like, all right. It's a time in life I've always prepared for where I have to defend Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He turned to him and said, "Come with me."
No, I said I worked at Women's Health when he was at the governor, and I had some concerns. No, just kidding. Anyway, that would have been a fun conversation. Yeah, let's talk some policy, shall we? All right, Jane Woes into the infield,
courtesy of Jesus.
Yeah.
There goes Woes.
And then she's out suddenly. Whereas Mother Teresa getting held to the rail by Doomsdaisy.
Yeah, Doomsdaisy is Lusty Loveless too.
And now we got that purple wall in there. Oh yeah. Oh Jesus! Jesus is serving it up. Would you like to go into the infield? Let's talk to Jesus.
May I take you to the infield, please? Have you considered all that the infield has to offer you?
Have you met my hip? Because it's about to take you into the infield. All right, Jane Woes.
Nice
I'm
maneuver.
really surprised how clean this is. Oh, clean until it comes up to Shank solo. Shank's owning that one. Oh.
Jane.
It's the getting
like
up. Yes, it does look like it hurts.
Oh, that made me tired just to watch.
Oh, but I tell you, 9 points for Jane Woes. Yeah. And we have Belle Scorcho. Belle's in the penalty box with a blocking out of bounds. What's up, Belle? All right.
You can't do that, Belle.
We're almost to a 100-point game. Fight Crew's got 99 points over Varsity Brawlers, 135-36. Cy Fox versus Pulp Friction.
How do you eat an elephant, Evilly?
One bite at a time.
Hell yes.
I was going to say with hot sauce. Cy Fox way out. And there goes
Green Hatch chili.
Yes, thank you.
Same way I eat everything.
Pulp Friction went flying on that jam, and that took a moment to kind of get together. Oh, riding right through on Sly. Oh, look at that. Sly's just toying with Pulp Friction right now. Toying. I'm going to call it the Shannon any second now.
I might do it.
Yeah,
There it is. There's that call off. We're still in the third, but Sly's, working the clock a little bit, and why not?
Yeah, 5 points. 5 points for the fight crew. And that makes it a 100-point game, 140 to 36. And hey, nobody in those penalty box.
Yeah, it's nice to see both teams seem to have cleaned up the penalties considerably. They both had double-digit penalties, 13 from Fight Crew and 11 for VB in the second. Oh, a huge fall. That looked like it hurt for Bell Scorcho.
I've taken a few of those lately. Skating. They do not feel good. Oh, man. Literally, Bell is like climbing over Gwen Lacey. Climbing over Gwen Lacey's head. Look at Baby V holding back Lucky. Starter Ruckus coming up there saying, I'm not going to have any of that.
Baby V basically getting triple teamed up there against the rail. When you consider the size of that skater, the fact that they require that many people to contain them is very impressive.
And now we have Bell Scorcho with Lucky just chilling behind, catching the little bit of a backdrift, I guess. I don't know.
Backdraft? I think that's the movie with the fires.
Oh, yeah, that's backdraft. I'm trying to think of when you go behind a semi really close.
Oh, that's really drafting, but it's not
Thank you.
backdrafting.
I don't know. It's been a while. Bell Scorcho, arms penalty, and that's going to make this a power jam.
Power jam.
And that's advantage for the Brawlers.
Did you like that one?
That was a good one.
Power jam.
I'm more of a power jam. Advantage Brawlers. There it comes, Hell's Kitten.
I feel like I can smell that noise. I'm not sure I like it.
It smells like metal.
Right? It smells like Marlboro Lights.
That's so bad. Oh. Yeah, I remember as a kid, you get a pack of Marlboros for $1. Who needed lunch? Marlboro Reds Anyway, all right. Speaking of Marlboro Reds, you get a little tired when you start getting the second half of the game. I'm seeing some of that happening here. But they keep on going. Oh,
They keep
and
going. That's all you can do.
Hell's Kitten has trying to pass off the power of the jammer to Newsy, and Newsy's trying very hard, but oh. Wow, look at the way she just came up there to block it out. You get in this position, if you're 20 feet away from the pack like that, you have to be where the pack is, or you get a blocking out of play penalty.
That's a true story, Eberly.
We got about a minute to the raffle time. I got my raffle buddy here.
Hey, here come the raffle buddies.
All right, we got a minute. You can start digging down your pocket if you're into that thing. We do have some penalties. Hey, that's Sonia Sotomayor blocking out a play, joined by Sly Fox with a directional block.
All right, 21 seconds on the game clock. As always, if the game clock expires, the jam will continue until the jam clock expires or until the lead jammer calls it off.
Yeah, I do see the enforcers in the middle. They're having, Hasselblack seems to need some clarification. And that seems what I seem to be getting there. There seems to be some clarification. There's definitely something occurring with the enforcers.
Hasselblack's going to get to the bottom of it. I can tell you that for free.
Oh, yeah, nothing wrong happens on Hasselblack.
No,
and then we got Casey Cajones right there. By the way, this is Casey.
Hey,
Casey's doing some little moonwalking skating, but now I've made Casey's birthday was this week, so happy birthday, Casey.
So we've got an illegal procedure added for New York Skate of Mind.
Yeah, so
that is a power jam in favor of Fight Crew because New York Skate of Mind was the jammer for the Brawlers.
That also means that we have a blocker. Yeah, we have a power jam, but we also have a couple blockers down too. All right, power jam advantage, Baby B for the Fight Crew.
But count them, 4 blockers in purple out there trying to stop Baby V and doing a pretty bang-up job of it so far.
Yeah, I tell you, look at Jesus right now. Jesus is not messing around.
Oh, and Daddy Longlegs, forget about it.
Yeah, so what they did, Baby V passed the star helmet cover to Jane Woes, who is the pivot again with the stripe on their helmet, and now coming against that wall of purple right there, and that is one hell of a wall of purple.
Fight Crew blockers race forward to split the pack, reestablish the pack in front. Woes with a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, that was Pulp Friction that caused that fantastic movement there by Jane Woes. That was gorgeous.
9 seconds left. Enough time definitely for Woes to make another attack, and does.
Oh, Pulp Friction with that booty block. And there's Jane Rose having to re-enter the pack without advancing position and just hearing the blessed sound of the whistle saying, you are done. And that's it, everyone. It's time for the raffle. All right, everyone, get out your raffle tickets. We have a special raffle calling guest here. You want to come up and introduce yourself? Do you want to say your name?
Hello. Hi, I'm Theo, and I'm going to say raffles tonight.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, the first prize is a Tabit 2021 Pinot Noir, and here's the number, and you get to announce that.
We got 175, I repeat, 175, 499. Anybody, 175, 499.
We got one. Tell them to come down to snacks if they get the prize.
Come down to snacks if you got the prize.
While you draw that one, did we get a winner there in that one? That was 175,499. The next one, a water bottle, $10 Starbucks gift card grab bag, and the winner is
175, 358. I repeat, 358.
Your mom will appreciate that. Did we get a winner there? 175,358. All right, well, come down to snacks and get your prize. Now we've got the Fall Guys 12-inch plushie fairy corn. You getting a good winner there for us? I'm trying to write 2 on the back of this. Okay, who is the winner of the Fall Guys 12-inch plushie fairy corn?
Let's see, here we go. 175, 338. I repeat, 338.
All right, did we get a winner in that one? That one, the last one was 338. The next one in the last prize, the gift bag of Derby Doll merch. And let's see who you got as our winner.
175, 364.
Thank you so much. Do you have any shout outs you want to give to any of the skaters?
Yes, to Steve Jobs, number 11. And Sly Fox.
Anyone else? You can go for it. You have like 2 minutes if you want to keep
All Fight Crew.
You got to give some love to the other team, though. Maybe a little.
And Skatem O'Neal on the other team.
All right, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. And if you won, make sure you go down to the snack area and you can get your prizes. You need to take the raffle tickets and so that you can tell them those are the winners. Thank you. Oh my God, was that fantastic or what? All right, everybody, thank you for playing the raffle. We'll be right back with you in 2 minutes. All right, Los Angeles, welcome back. Fourth final quarter, exciting roller derby action. Y'all having fun or what? Yeah, Saturday night, bank track roller derby in a warehouse in Vernon. Where else would you want to be? I tell you, it's been Fight Crew's game, 150 to 36 for the Brawlers. But you know, with roller derby, it's all about the action on the track and not always on the scoreboard. So let's see how this jam plays out. We do have skaters from each team in the penalty box. I believe that is Shank Solo jamming for Varsity Brawlers. Mona Lethal jamming for the Fight Crew. Both jammers out. Fast moving pack. Oh, and a split pack at that. If they are not within their certain engagement zone, they will get an out of play penalty. Mona Lethal right on through and calls it off. 3 more points for Fight Crew.
It can be tough when you're in that situation where there's 2 and 1 in front and 1 and 2 in back. Both the front people and the back people both think they're the pack, but in fact there was no pack.
And we do have a penalty against, oh, Mary Poppins. Oh, Pop got a directional block. Also not one who gets a lot of penalties.
No, and like I said, both teams did clean it up a lot, but the funny thing was that as Fight Crew gets out first, Belscorcha, lead jammer, both teams gave away a ton of power jams last quarter.
Yeah,
but both teams also defended their power jams beautifully and didn't give away a lot of points over them.
That's true. I mean, there's a lot of great clock management on that and some really good techniques for at least keeping the people contained.
Belscorcha gets all the way in front, and speaking of clock management, waits just until the last possible second before calling it off.
And then gives Maisie first game, giving a little, aww.
Yay, Maisie!
Yay! Newsy, not so yay, in the penalty box with an arms penalty. Oh, we got Lucky.
Lucky wearing the star?
Yep, I think this is Lucky's really first game skating outside of a baby doll brawl. Sonia Sotomayor out for Fight Crew. Mona Lethal having to let Lucky go. Wow, fighting on the rail like that, managed making it through, now just kind of deciding, when do I call it off? Yeah, a lot of clock management right now by Fight Crew. They definitely have the advantage of being able to kind of run the clock as much as possible. And we do have a penalty against, Mona Lethal with an above shoulders block.
That's Mona Lethal's third above shoulders block of the game. I think we're seeing a pattern here, Ridley.
Gwen Lacey jamming for the Varsity Brawlers. Oh, making it out through on the inside, but here comes Baby V. Oh, not a bucket.
Bucket!
Whoa, Bucket!
Bucket, do a barrel roll!
Bucket wasn't going to let that go. And that gave time for Gwen Lacey. Oh,
wow.
Nice, clean scoring pass
Real
for
pretty.
Gwen Lacey. Varsity Brawlers get some more points on the board.
And a stylish call
Yeah,
off.
let's hear that at the dealership. 4 points.
There's
for the
ones for
Brawlers.
all the boys at the Mazda shop.
And we do have more penalties. Lusty Loveless with a stopping penalty, and that's for Fight Crew. And then we have Pulp Friction with a directional block for the Varsity Brawlers.
Fight Crew jammer Mona Lethal starting well back of the line.
Yeah, Newsy. Oh, hop, skip, and a jump on the high side of the pack. Making quick time out of that pack. But, here comes Mona Lethal. Mona Lethal out.
She's just calling all their blockers together. Looks like Maisie picked up 1, 2 because of Lusty in the box.
I like how Shocky takes Newsy to the rail and then are you okay?
Are you okay? Yeah, it's all friends after the whistle.
Yes.
Until the whistle, it is not friends. But after the whistle, it's friends. 10:40 to go in the game. Fight Crew ahead, 162-42. Both teams with 2 timeouts and 1 challenge in their pocket. Not sure we'll be seeing any of those, but you never know.
Pip Girl and Belle doing a great job holding back the bar. Oh, Daddy Longlegs seems to be having a bit of a moment.
Yeah, Longlegs is going back to the bench under their own power, which means they aren't going to have to sit out 5 for a medical call-off. Meanwhile, that leaves No Fox Given alone, the only jammer out there, and comes on through, picks up all the points, 26 seconds to go on the jam clock.
Yeah, if I may quote the Rodney Danger film, Back to School, cramp, cramp, cramp. I think Daddy Longlegs really has a cramp.
That'll happen. I think
that
you're
line
tired,
was,
you're working hard.
Wasn't that line delivered by David Zuka or all the Rodney Dangerfield fans out there?
Along with the King Crimson fans?
Yes, thank you.
Or is it the same person?
I don't know. I can't remember who was at what game. All right, No Fox Given makes it out, and 10 points for the Fight Crew. And let's
have a big hand for Daddy Longlegs.
Yeah, let's get over to the
Good job.
Where's our Derby Doll repair team?
Yeah.
Get
some love for Daddy.
I got some skills. That helps.
And I mean, that is heads up play, even when you're hurting, to be able to make that sacrifice for your team, to take yourself out, to go to the bench under your own power so that your team doesn't have to have you, sit for that medical.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah,
There's
that is
some
some self-sacrifice. So.
Our EMTs are on the scene. All right, that's PAX, Gym for Brawlers. But there goes Sonia Sotomayor for Fight Crew.
And I just love to see 115, the captain of Fight Crew, Sly Fox, just materialized at the front of the pack. Turned around and just became the wall. Seriously, she just kind of phased to the front. Just
Yeah, and by the way, these skaters, they're doing a fundraiser, a karaoke fundraiser we're going to tell you about later.
Oh, it's going to be so fun.
Yeah, and you can do some karaoke with some of these skaters if you like. So, yeah, we have a whole, our all-star team is going to battle in the bank, and we have a fundraiser that's being held next Friday, and it's a karaoke fundraiser.
That's right, it's Karaoke Challenge Night. Skate and sing. It's at 7 o'clock at the Brew Yard Beer Company in Glendale, California. And the pre-sale is just $5 cover charge. Fight Crew, Jane Woe out and lead. You can sing your heart out and support your favorite hard-hitting roller derby athletes, raising funds to help the team cover travel costs for the year for the all-star team so that they can go out and show the rest of the country just how we do it here in LA.
All right, Jane Woe is showing how to do it, but keeps getting knocked into the infield, finally re-enters, but just really getting stuck by that VB defense, especially Shiza. Keeps getting knocked into that infield.
So the way this works, for 1 hour, you can sponsor a skater and make them sing a song of your choice, or you can make them spin the wheel and let fate decide what they're going to have to sing. For another hour, the singers will pair up. You can sponsor your favorite skater and sing with them in a duet, or you can select 2 skaters to go head-to-head.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I hope people can go check that out.
After that, there's going to be an hour of open mic. Sign up to sing. The skaters will have that mic all warm and slappy for you.
Yeah, you can ask them about it at the after party if you want more information, because right now we've got a jammer race between Pulp Friction and Mary Poppins. Pop goes high, Pulp goes low, and 2 points for the Varsity Brawlers happens in between. And nobody in the penalty box. Yeah, we have all kinds of exciting stuff. Make sure you go to our social media stuff. Check out our Derby Dolls Instagram. There's some great stuff on there. We don't really have an advertising budget, so that's the best way that we can kind of get you involved. If you can check that out. You can also learn about our juniors camp, which happens July 21st, July 25th, and with an expo bout on the 26th. There goes Bel Scorcho, and there goes Bucket. A fast-moving pack and a full pack.
Yeah, nice to see all those bodies out there doing the job.
Now, I've noticed penalties have definitely been slowing down a bit, although I don't want to jinx it.
Definitely don't jinx it, Evil E.
Never want to jinx it. Yeah, and once again, though, make sure if you think that this is something you're interested in, or you have a kid between the ages of 7 and 17, and you think they might be interested in junior roller derby, check out some information about our Junior Derby Dolls camp.
Oh, you're never gonna guess who's in the chat, Evil E.
Who?
It is Rosalie Fox, saying shout out to No Fox Given from her family in Vermont. Thanks for staying up late with us out there in Vermont.
Yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Well, it's so nice to know the fams are out here supporting their skaters.
Yeah, looking at Jesus though, wow. Trying so hard to get up to the front of that pack. Man, this has been an exhausting game for these skaters.
Absolutely.
And about to get passed right there by Sonia Sotomayor. All that work. Comes right up in, grabs the point, and calls it off.
Less than 5 minutes to go in the game. 6 more points for Fight Crew, taking them to 186-48.
And it looks like we do have, it does look like Slim Riggins in the penalty box with a directional block. Yeah, we have an after party after this at the Everson, the Everson Royce near the Arts District. It's at 1936 East 7th Street. There's an after party right after the game. They have a reserve section at 9. You can ask some questions about that on your way out. Jane Rose, lead jammer for Fight Crew, and here comes Gwen Lacey for Varsity Brawlers. Yeah, Jane Rose right up to front, calls it off before Gwen Lacey can get into a point scoring position.
Time keeps on ticking into the future. 4 more points ticking on the board for Fight Crew, 191-48.
Yeah, now, again, the after party, though, it's all ages. They have food there, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free options, and all kinds of cool stuff. We do have a timeout being called by the Varsity Brawlers. So once again, after the bout, an after party will be held at the Everson Royce near the Arts District, 1936 East 7th Street. They have a reserved section. It's all ages. There's a menu. There's all kinds of cool stuff. There's valet next door for $10. You can try parking on the street. Just be careful in that area. I want to give some love again to everybody who's been watching in the chat room, especially my friend Truck Driving Kimmy, who's been hauling 32,000 pounds of medical supplies from Boston, Massachusetts to Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
That's a lot of medical supplies, you believe?
Yeah, it sure is. And just love to everyone who's been hanging out in our chat room and here with us in Valhalla. And once again, I want to say that Junior Derby Dolls Camp is July 21st to July 25th with an expo bout on July 26th. Our camp is open to girls, transgender, and gender non-conforming youth ages 7 to 17 from novice to intermediate skills. They must be able to roll on their own unassisted. The camp is designed to teach the fundamentals of roller derby to newer skaters and is not intended for higher level derby skaters. If you're unsure about your skater's level, feel free to reach out to Junior Derby, that's JR Derby at derbydolls.com. And you can find out more information. You can check and see if your level of skater is appropriate for it. All the campers receive a 2025 LADD Junior Roller Derby Camp shirt and a special week fun of fun skills, lots of derby, and of course, the great camaraderie that comes with Junior Derby. And then once again, we want to remind you of that fundraiser for our All-Stars DDX on Friday, May 23rd, 7 to 10 at the Brewyard Brew Company. Pre-sale cover of $5. You got an opportunity to skate with sing with some of these amazing skaters.
You've got an opportunity to force Newsy to sing Chandelier.
All right, well, I think everyone right now just wants to see how they're going to be skating this jam. Lucky jamming for the Varsity Brawlers. Sonia Sotomayor stuck in that. And Lucky is lead jammer, although that seven is just like kind of flowing off the back of Lucky's jersey. It's like if that 7 comes up, I'm just going to crack up.
That's
all
fantastic.
Right. Oh, coming through on the high side, decides to call it off.
Lucky skated their number right off. That's how hard they're working out there for you.
Yeah, Lucky is working so hard, their number's coming off. Huh? That's a lot of hard work.
That's hard work. Somebody ought to stick that back on, though. Somebody on the Brawlers, stick that on because they're going to get a penalty.
They cannot hear us. And we do have a penalty against Sonia Sotomayor, an arms penalty.
Yola was the jammer. This is going to be a power jam for the Brawlers, y'all. Opportunity for the Brawlers to get a couple more points on the board before we're out of time. They're down 191-48, so we are ready for the comeback of the century here.
All right, let's give it up for Gwen Lacey, Varsity Brawlers is your power jammer.
Lacey's out!
Lacey is free.
Free Lacey!
All right, so here's the thing with the pack. Obviously, Brawlers trying to slow it down a bit, but Gwen Lacey coming in hot, can't come in too hot, does not want to get a penalty. But now they're trying to pull that pack together, trying to get a little bit of a shirt whip there off of Jesus, and just keeps getting pushed back again now by Lusty Loveless, Baby V right up front there. That is a tough group of fight crew to get through.
Boy, oh wow. Baby V just putting on a clinic of how to disrupt people as a smaller blocker. Just getting in their kitchen, getting your hips into their midsection, and just wrecking shop.
Yeah, see that bracing stuff? That's really cool. Oh, and then Newsy's like, I don't want you to do that. Oh.
Baby V's saying, let her go.
And Gwen Lacey is free, but unfortunately, oh no, there's 5 points. I'm sorry, 5 points. And
you gotta say it more excitingly. 5 points!
5 points, but we have a power jam because there's an above shoulders block against Gwen Lacey. Coming down the last couple of jams. Y'all make some noise for roller derby. Yeah, that's right. And it's Michelle's birthday, everybody. Let's
happy
make some
birthday,
noise.
Michelle.
And
Nice.
I know it's a Panic's birthday. It may be Manic Panic or Skate-tanic Panic or Panic Attack, but hey, it's Panic's birthday. Let's have a excitement for that. Oh, I love the sound of skates on Masonite.
Whoa, hell of a block there from Hell's Kitten. Wow.
Hell's Kitten knocked over Mona Lethal like a cat knocking a cup off a table. That was like,
just,
boom.
Woo.
Like a swat, more like it. But yet not with arms.
Swat to the sternum.
Mona Lethal's done.
Yeah, I'd be done too after that. That was raucous in there.
Keeps on going. Oh, the smile faded a little bit. You got it.
We're almost done, Mona.
You're almost there. Come on, Mona.
We're so close.
Oh, and Hell's Kitten again.
Hell's Kitten's here to work. Hell's Kitten does not care that this game is almost over.
No.
Still going to make their mark on it.
There's someone who currently, oh, all right. Let's hear it for roller derby, everybody.
Woo.
Oh, my goodness.
Mona Lethal put it all on the line for that jam, goes to the bench and takes a well-deserved rest. Smother waving to the fans out there.
All right, this could be it. This could be your last jam.
That's right. This jam will continue even if the game clock runs out. The jam will continue until the jam clock runs out or until the lead jammer calls it off. At the end of this jam, if the team in the lead has skated clean, the game is over. If the team in the lead has a penalty and the other team does not, we'll have one more jam. Keep your eye on the head referee in the center of the track who will either call for one more jam or will award the game to the winner.
Oh, time out being called.
However it goes down, at the end of the game, after the last jam and the game has been awarded, we want you all to come down as quickly and safely as you can and array yourselves along the edges of the track to give these skaters their well-deserved high fives. They've been working so hard for you out here. And they deserve your cheers. They deserve your congratulations.
And again, we want to thank all of you for supporting your Derby dolls, keeping bank track roller derby alive in Los Angeles. It's not an easy thing to do. We've been here for 22 years, not just in Vernon. We've been all over this town, Chinatown, Little Tokyo.
We've been everywhere,
We've been everywhere, man, indeed. And happy to call Vernon our home and looking at that beautiful disco skate that's now 20 years old and probably could use a little sparkle to it, but it makes me so happy to see it. We'll have that VIP ceremony right after the bout. And then,
that's
like
right.
I said,
the skaters from both teams elect who they think the MVP, blocker, jammer, and overall is for the other team.
Okay, so basically you have Shockey with the directional block, Sonia Moyola with the directional block, Sly Fox with a failure to reform. That's for Fight Crew. Then for the Varsity Brawlers, you got Pulp Friction with the directional block, and you have Hell's Kitten directional block and a back blocking penalty. But the main thing with Mona Lethal sitting down there too in a star helmet, I think that might be too small for us to read, but. Oh, now there's a photo up. Yeah, everyone's taking photos of the whiteboard because nobody can read it all, and they're not trying to take notes. Not to ruin anyone's fun.
But anyway, it looks like Monolethal did a back block as the jammer, which means this is going to be a power jam in favor of the Brawlers. If I read all that correctly, which I hope I did. Big opportunity for the Brawlers to finish this one in style. Hardly anyone on the track. If you're in the audience and you've got skates on, lace them up. There's space.
Yeah.
Just jump in there.
All right, you got to get 141 points.
You can do it, Smother. I believe in you.
Come on, Smother was
Go
one of
get
our...
him, baby.
Smother's one of our juniors. Smother's also losing a number. I think we need a Varsity Brawlers sponsor.
Yeah, I think Varsity Brawlers need to be sponsored by Super Glue.
Yeah, we're in a budget, people. I told you to buy raffle tickets. They don't have numbers because you didn't buy a raffle ticket.
Oh,
no.
I bought raffle tickets. It's not my fault.
Yeah, Jane Woes and Sly Fox are making it almost impossible for Smother to come through, but Jesus is always there to throw things around, as is Newsy.
Fight Crew have got to keep it clean here, or else they're going to have to skate another jam, and everybody's going to be really like, another jam. Do we have
they're
to?
tired. They're worn out. They're like, she's like, oh, I'm just going to give this a starter ruckus. You try. Good luck. Have fun. Go for it. You take the star. You go with it. I'm going to go up here and tell these people what I really think about them at this moment. And then the jam ends.
All right, so no points for Fight Crew, 4 points for the Brawlers. Keep your eyes on the center of the track. Score stands at 194-57 in favor of Fight Crew. And that is your final! Fight Crew wins 194-57. Please come on down trackside and congratulate these hard-working skaters. And here they are, your victorious Fight Crew! Knockout, Steve Jobs, Shock Me Amadeus, Bel Scorcho, Lusty Love, Sotomayolo, No Fox Given, Monolethal, Mary Poppums, Pip Girl, Vanessa of Legends, aka Baby V, Co-Captain Jane Woes, Captain Sly Fox, Coaches Hot Wheels, and Scabe O'Neill, your Fight Crew!
All right, though, we got to give some love to these Brawlers now, don't we?
Absolutely.
That's right. Let's get the Brawlers on the track. Come on. Kicking ass on their first real game. Lucky Horse, Hell's Kitten, Bucket, Alpaca Punch, Gwen Lacey, Smother Teresa, New York Skate of Mine, Skate Chanic Panic, Pulp Friction, Shank Solo, Slim Ribbons, your co-captains, Daddy Longlegs and Starter Ruckus, and your captain, Jesus! Not skating, Envy Adams and Angelina Rowley, your coaches, Mr. Mom, and Breaker Thighs, your Varsity Brawlers, everybody. We want to thank our enforcers and our EMTs, the All Repair team, and of course, this amazing group of rad crew. I'm Evalie, and this is Trixie Biscuit.
And we want to see you at that fundraiser at the Brewery Yard Beer Company on Friday, May 23rd at 7 p.m.
All right, and the rest of you, be happy, be well, and see you back here on June 14th. Thank you and good night.
Turn down the sandstorm. Okay. Hi! Thank you everyone for being here tonight. I'm loud. I'm so sorry. We have our MVPs. Who wants to go first? I say winners first, yeah?
MVP, most valuable blocker, goes to Jesus. 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 Most valuable jammer goes to Smother Teresa. Smother Teresa. Smother. Most valuable jammer. Yeah. Most valuable overall goes to Daddy. Yeah, Daddy. I'm gonna come and give you a hug. You were great. Oh, thank you.
And who will? I'll do it, yeah. Okay, we have most valuable jammer, YOLO. Okay, most valuable blocker, Steve Jobs. There you go. And MVP overall goes to Belle. Yay. All right, thank you everyone for being here tonight. We have an after party at Everson Royce and an after party at Novocaine. If you know, you know. There is a fundraiser for GDX next week on Thursday in Glendale. Friday, so sorry. And then our next game is Tough Cookies versus Scream Queens, June 14th for Jezahal's birthday. Let's go.